Welcome, Divine Feminines. This is the beginning of a powerful journey. A journey where self-love is not just an act, but a force that brings justice to your life and your world. In this session, we step into a space of healing, reflection, and deep transformation. It's time to reclaim your power, restore your balance, and remember the divine essence within. Self-love is your birthright. Justice is the gift it brings. This is the beginning. Welcome to part 1 of Self-Love Brings Justice. Let's dive in. Welcome to Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. I am YaYa, the spiritual doula. Welcome to everyone. If this is your first time listening to me, thank you for tapping onto this video. Hopefully after you listen to this message, if you so oblige, you will become a subscriber and join the tribe, okay? Would love to have you. Please feel free to leave me a comment. Let me know that you have subscribed, that you have joined us, and I can welcome you officially, okay? To all of my returning subscribers, thank you for returning, for tapping in to my soul tribe, my family, Divine Feminines. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, week, new year so far. Whatever time you're watching this video, afternoon, evening, night, hopefully you are found in peace and in wellness. So we got another sacred empowerment session, goddesses. And I'm not going to delay. This message is going to be a 4-part video. I think I mentioned last year before the close of the year that the mother really wanted me to start kind of expanding these messages a little bit more and kind of laying into the concepts that she wants to teach us a little more in depth. So this is going to be a 4-part video. So this is video number 1. You can look forward to video number 2 coming up in a couple days. Okay, in a few days, not a few days, a couple days. All right. So we're going to talk from the concept of self-love is bringing you your justice. Self-love, your self-love, the love you have for yourself, the healing that you have been initiating in your heart, in your mind, in your life concerning yourself is bringing you justice. Justice. It is bringing you balance. It is bringing you harmony. And from those things, you are building a strong foundation and a legacy, Divine Feminines. Okay? Your focus to heal, right? Your focus to heal and to raise your love for yourself. The vibration of the love you have for yourself is bringing you justice. Your determination that you have exemplified thus far, and for some of us, the amount of time that we have been working on our healing, the amount of time that we have been working on raising our vibrations and evolving as spiritual beings, as divine feminines, is going to vary. But you know how this fits in your life, right? Your determination to complete your healing is mandatory right now, okay? Your determination to stay focused on your healing is mandatory right now, all right? You're accomplishing when you stay focused on the healing of your self-perception, how you perceive yourself, how you perceive everything that has to do with you, everything from the mental, the emotional state, your physical state, your spiritual condition, how you perceive yourself is very important to your spiritual evolution. you're accomplishing exactly what has been put before you when you manage to stay focused on self love. And that may sound easy to do, but if you are alive in 2025, you will know that the false matrix, the people in it, the people in our environments, the people in our homes, the people on our jobs, the situations that arise in our lives, even past experiences, always have a way to spring up into our consciousness and cause us, or can cause us, a moment of bad self perception, a moment of neglect of self love, a moment of doubt of ourselves, right? But the thing about this is that we are working towards what in the tarot deck, it is called the Empress energy. Okay. The Empress energy, the Empress energy is a vibration that includes self-respect, self-confidence, and fearlessly loving yourself above all, above everyone else, above everything else. And see, the key to this is that through relentlessly loving yourself first, only then are you really able to give love to something or someone else. Love in its purest vibration, love in its highest vibration, can only be given to someone when you have acquired it for yourself. It can only be given to something when you have acquired it for yourself, because out of our heart springs and flows the issues of life. It is from the heart chakra that life manifests as it is. I believe I said in another message before, and I'm going to reiterate it here. We harp on the crown chakra, and we harp on the throat chakra when it comes to manifestation. But the reason why most of the times our manifestations are blocked is because we haven't done enough work on the heart chakra. And the heart chakra is where the issues of life and life as it is springs. The heart chakra is where your manifestations find alignment or don't find alignment. If it finds alignment, then it manifests. If it does not find alignment, it will not manifest. The heart chakra, the heart chakra is highly important. And how we heal that space is learning self love, not just self love, but fearless self love. It must be fearless because, as I just previously stated, life will do what it does. People will do what they do. Okay? And that is test your heart space. And we're going to talk about that test and the reason for that in a later video, okay? But right now, fearlessly loving of yourself, divine feminine, is required. Fearlessly. The courage to love yourself, the courage to shed any other opinion of yourself that does not support the beauty, the greatness, the grace, the divinity, the power, the position of who you are. Any other opinion, whether it is one derived from yourself or whether it is one that has been given to you by another, if it does not support your divinity, your power, your beauty, your grace, your love, then that is the moment where you have to fearlessly make the decision to abandon that idea, because it is not supported. It is not supporting who you are and who you are becoming. So if it doesn't support the evolution and the change and the work that you have been putting in on yourself, with yourself, by yourself, then it is an idea of yourself that is not supporting your divinity. It is not supporting the raising of your vibration. It is not supporting the fact that self-love is how you find balance and harmony. A lot of times we think about the mistakes that we have made, like I know I do. I, I, I think about the mistakes that I have made, the decisions that I have made. And in those decisions, it caused me either some sort of a calamity, some sort of a delay, some sort of a setback, some sort of a something that I just honestly didn't see coming and would have rather not experienced. And so as life goes on, we look back in hindsight and we can look at like, okay, that was a mistake. That was a bad decision. Probably should have did that. Probably shouldn't have voted with them. Like, certain people, we will, in hindsight, I probably should have left him alone where something in my spirit told me not to mess with him, but I don't know. Something in my spirit told me that she wasn't really going to be a good friend, but I don't know. I was just, the truth is, so needy, so traumatized, that I would rather have the company of someone who I can clearly see do not have my best interests at heart than to not have any company by anyone at all. I would rather fill up the voids of my spirit, my heart, and my mind with people who don't mean me any good than to stay to myself until such time as someone comes into my life that is going to honor me the way I honor me. And see, therein lies the issue. We don't sometimes have the honor for ourselves that we should have. We don't have the self-respect for ourselves, for our bodies that we should have. We entertain conversations we shouldn't entertain, not because we want to be antisocial, but because the conversation is beneath me. The conversation is demeaning. The conversation is disrespectful to my crown. We get involved in things that we shouldn't get involved in, not because of right or wrong according to society standards, normative rules and regulations and institutionalized thinking and shit, but because it doesn't honor me as an individual to get involved in that. It may be perfectly fine for somebody else, but it's not okay for me. It's not okay for me because as far as I am concerned, that thing is beneath my standard. My standard. Self-love will cause you to raise your standards. Your standards of who you will be in a relationship with, who you will be in a friendship with, of what job you're willing to work, what you are willing to do for this or not do for that. Standards. When you have the proper vibration of self-love, you can sit down and think from a healed perspective of who you are as to what works and does not work for your life. What works and does not work for your harmony. What works and does not work for your balance, your peace of mind. Is making this decision to do X, Y, or Z, or to be involved with X, Y, or Z, is it at the end of the day, when I'm by myself looking in the mirror, when I close my eyes, is it going to give me any feeling of, girl, you know better than that? Is it going to give me any feeling of regret? If it's not one thing in life, and I'm kind of glad that early on when I was a little younger, I didn't always make the right decisions, or the decisions that, I probably should have made. But I remember being in my early 20s, and I made the decision that whatever decisions I do make in life going forward, the one thing I would try to avoid, if at all possible, was regret. Regret. Because I learned early on that regret is a prison. Regret is one of the worst, regret, remorse, whatever you want to call it, but it is one of the worst feelings and the hardest to get over, because it is the desire to want to make a different choice or choose a different option, but not being able to go back in time to make a different choice or a different option. And so now something is playing out in your present life that is less than pleasant. And the only way you will be able to change it, the mind tells you, is as if you could go back and make a different choice. And you will go around in circles with regret, because it is not possible to go back and make a different choice. It is not physically possible to rewind the hands of time and go back and undo something that you did. And I made a decision in my early 20s that I would avoid regret if possible. Did I make all of the best decisions for me from 20 up until 41? No, of course not. No. I mean, I like to think I'm perfect, but let's just be honest, right? It ain't perfect. You know, cut it out. No, I didn't. But what I did not do among those decisions, amongst those decisions that did not turn out the way I hoped for, I didn't make them uninformed. I didn't make them on a whim. I didn't make them because somebody else said so. I didn't put myself in a position to say I made that decision and now I am dealing with the consequences because something else other than me chose that decision. I was always very clear that it must be my decision, and for whatever reason, it is the decision I want to make right now. I'm full aware that it could go this way or it could go that way, because I didn't want to have regrets. So when I began to evolve spiritually, I had to learn how to not avoid regret, but raise my standard of decision making. Raise my standard of self-perception. Raise the standard of how I feel about myself. Raise the standard of self-respect. Raise the standard of self-confidence. Give myself a personal set of standards that I funnel every decision through before I make it. And by doing so, by acquiring a higher vibration of self-love, self-respect, self-confidence, self-awareness, I don't have to really worry about regret even more so now, because most of the stuff that's presented to me is just not good enough. It's just simply not good enough. So I don't move in certain circles, and I don't have certain conversations, and I don't entertain certain things, and I don't get me wrong. Now, I mean, some things I do, because I'm also a personality. I also have a personality, you know what I'm saying? I like to cut food and everything. I am not saying that, but I don't deal with certain vibrations when I see that that is beneath my personal set of standards. I don't deal over there. I don't play around over there. I have standards. I have boundaries. Loving yourself moves you into that Queen of Swords energy, because that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye right now. And the next step after the Queen of Swords, after all of the queens are acquired, is the Empress energy. The Empress has the ability of all of the other queens in the deck. And right now, what I'm talking about is the Queen of Swords. The setting of boundaries and establishing your boundaries and establishing your standards out of the love you have for you is imperative. Establishing those boundaries out of the self-respect. I could care less if anybody else has any respect from me. I could care less if anybody has any self or respect for me. Now, you're not going to get the best version of me if you disrespect me. But when I think about respect, the first thing that comes to my mind is, do I respect myself? Because only when I have acquired that respect for myself am I then able to care about how I am respecting others. Because I think this is the one thing that's missing a lot in a lot of people. And the one thing I see missing in a lot of people is genuineness. People will put on the mask, people will put on the air of having respect for others. And to be honest, they really have no respect for an individual, because the first chance that they get to do something malicious, underhanded, deceitful, then the respect they had for that person, soon as they get the opportunity to step on somebody's back for the next opportunity, soon as they get the opportunity, this is about somebody that I respect you. I got respect for you. But soon as you get the opportunity to be cutthroat, you're going to do that, because the respect you say you have is not coming from a genuine place, because you're not a genuine person. You don't have respect for yourself. So it's no way possible I can actually expect for you to genuinely respect me. have any genuine love for yourself. You will sit down by yourself in a room and have a whole mental boxing match with your own identity and beat yourself up. And I'm actually expecting for you to support and celebrate me. I'm actually expecting for you to show up for me. Can I expect that? I can't expect for you to show up for me in genuine love when I am watching you not show up for yourself in genuine love. I cannot expect for you to show up for me in genuine love when I see you constantly make decisions for yourself that shows me that you have not learned how to love yourself. This is the difference in the season that you are stepping into, divine feminines. The determination to acquire a higher vibration of self-love is going to require your courage. Under no circumstances and at no moment should your self-love and self-respect and self-confidence and self-awareness be the sacrifice. Okay. Excuse me. Under no circumstances, at any moment, should your self-love, your self-respect, your self-confidence, your self-awareness, the support of yourself, your self-kindness, self-grace, self-mercy, under no circumstances should you, going forward, make those things the martyr. The martyr. Because if you do that, if you sacrifice the love of yourself, the respect for yourself, the confidence in yourself, you make that sacrifice so that somebody else can receive that from you, or the illusion of you giving that to someone else when you haven't given to yourself, because really that's all you can give out. If you haven't given that to yourself, if you haven't rooted yourself in those ideas of yourself, then the most you can do is create an illusion for somebody else that you love them, that you care for them, that you have confidence in them, that you have respect for them. See, this is the lack of genuosity that I'm talking about, if that's even a word. The lack of genuineness that I'm talking about. You can only give an illusion of love when you haven't given love to yourself. And hey, you may be good at painting a good illusion. You may be a great illusionist, but make no mistake, it is an illusion. And when you haven't given genuine love to you, whether you are consciously trying to deceive or not, the fact that the only thing you can give is an illusion of love because you haven't given it to yourself first, it is going to backfire on nobody but you. Because what happens is you begin to believe your own illusion. I loved him. I don't know why he did that to me. I don't know why he treated me like that. I love him. I love him. I don't know why she did that to me. I love them. I don't know why they wasn't there for me. And when you trick yourself with your own illusion, you run the risk, and most often than not, you end up with a victim mentality. Everybody done something to you, and you is so distraught because everybody done did you wrong. Let me help you understand something. When you raise your standards and you investigate the nature of the love you have for yourself, not from a pointing the finger, not from a being better than, not from the high and mighty and I'm high and lifted up, not from that false arrogance, not from that. You're not trying to create an illusion of confidence by moving into arrogance, right? But when you genuinely begin to pull back the layers of why you have always been the one in line to be hurt to begin with. Let's start there. Okay, everybody did it. They did it. They did what they did. Gotcha. Check. But why am I always choosing? Why am I always walking around with my head in my ass, not using any discernment, not using any intuition, when I know that there are vultures and vampires and goblins and goblins out here who will rip me apart, who will break my heart, who will cause me chaos and confusion? I know that the world is full of dark, dense energies. If I haven't healed, I must be conscious of the fact that others have not as well. So why am I getting into these allegiances and these relationships blindly? Why am I choosing that? Why am I choosing to settle to give someone else an illusion of love and hope that they fall for it when I always end up with the short end of the stick? Why don't I just sit down and learn how to love me first? Love me first. Because if I learn to love me wholly, wholly, and completely, genuinely love me, then I can set a standard for myself that will be my guidepost going forward. I can give myself the light that I need while I am journeying in a dark place, dealing with darkness, and things are in the darkness, and stuff is coming out trying to grab me, and I'm walking through this wilderness we call earth. Why don't I give me the light first before I try to cast my light for somebody else to see? And when they use my light to get where they're going, they act like they don't even know I'm the one that goddamn helped them. They want to act like they don't even know that I'm the goddamn one carried them. And however you split it, divine feminines, when you don't fix your plate first, anybody, I know most of us are probably mothers and we have children. And if you're listening to me and you do not have children, let me just give you a heads up. When you cook for your, especially if you got some boys, like I'm a mother, I'm a boy mom. I got two sons. All right. But anybody that's ever raised some sons knows if you go in there and fix food like a good mom would to feed her babies, and if you don't fix you a plate and put it to the side till you're ready to eat, if you're not ready to eat at that time, sweetheart, when you prance your behind back into that kitchen, talk about looking through the pots and everything, it's going to be nothing in there for you to even feed yourself with, because they have ransacked every pot. The chicken gone, the ribs gone, the cornbread gone, the greens gone. And y'all ain't leave me nothing? We thought you ate. What? I told my mom over Christmas, because we don't really celebrate the holidays, but she still likes to give out little tokens of love to people. And she makes these cookies, and they be so good, little shortbread cookies and everything. And she, put them in a nice little cans and everything, and put a little bow on 'em. And she gives them to people. So she had been in the house the whole day before Christmas, and she got to baking them cookies, and so the whole house smelled like a fresh bakery. And so I'm, what I mean, every time this time of year, I know she's gonna make them cookies, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see like where mine at, and everything. So I'm gonna just let her go on and bake her do her thing. Stay out of the way, cause she don't burn them up. And she got done, put the little powdered sugar on them and everything. And my mouth started getting tuned up. I want me some cookies. Like, what's going on? And she said, I bake those to pass out to other people. I'm gonna bake us some. I said, hold on. And I don't know if she took me for serious or not. I mean, I really was serious. I said it, a little jokingly, but I really was kind of serious. And I was like, not just because I wanted some and she had them all canned up and everything, but it was the principle for me. Because before you pass out anything to anybody else, have you served yourself? See, you serve others from the overflow. You don't serve others from the little bit you have. Because if you do that, then when you have given the little bit you have out to someone else, you will have none for yourself. And what I am telling you is that the command, the scripture, if we will, was to love thy neighbor as you love yourself, which means what? The reflection of love you show to others is supposed to be rooted and founded in the love you have for you, else it's not genuine. It's not genuine. Self love is your first priority. Self respect and self confidence is a must as you are evolving as divine feminines. As you learn and grow in the love you have for yourself, out of that comes an overflow. And that is what you serve to others. It is perfectly okay to be in a season where you ain't got nothing to give nobody. And you don't mind telling them, I don't got nothing. I ain't got no time. I ain't got no attention. I ain't got no nothing. Not right now. I'll see you in about a month. There are times when, my sons, and I've been doing this since they were young, where they want to do the mommy, 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 can you get me? Mommy, 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 I'm gonna need you over here. Come, mommy, come, let me talk to you. And so when I'm having one of those days where I need to be unbothered, because if I force myself to engage with even my children when I'm not in a good space, then that engagement can be a little rough around the edges. The temper's a little short. The responses are a little aggressive. The nurturing aspect of me is not there because I'm depleted right now. So I need to go somewhere and nurture myself, son. I really do. So I got to the point to where I started telling my children, Instead of walking around the house fussing, pick your shoes up. Didn't I tell you not to close it? You know how we can be sometimes as moms, it gets a little frustrated. A little frustrating sometimes. So I started telling my sons, I'm not in a good space today. You know, I'm here if you absolutely need something or there's an emergency. You can come get me. But if it's just like the little bitty things, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna go in the room. I'm gonna be in there. I don't know if I'm gonna be in there all day or if I'm gonna be just another 2 hours, 3 hours. I don't know, babe. Mom's not in a good space. And I tell them whether it's mental, whether it's emotional, whether it's my feelings, whether I'm actually physically not feeling well. I tell them exactly what it is. Reassure them that I'm here, but I'm over here right now, okay? And unless you have an emergency, I need y'all to just play your video game, watch some TVs. I got food in the refrigerator. You got them little chicken nuggets and stuff in there. Cook you something to eat. Don't burn the house down or whatever. And I'm here if you absolutely need me. But if it's not an emergency, mommy's going to be in meditation and isolation for however long because I got something going on and I need to deal with it. And my boy's like, yes, ma'am. Okay, no problem. I would rather do that than to force something that I don't have to give. I don't have it to give right here at this very moment. It is perfectly okay if you don't have another care to give at this moment. That is a real thing. And it is not to you, and you are not to be made to feel like you are wrong. See, this is where that fearless self-love comes in, and being fearless in the acquiring and the healing of the love you have for you, because people will hard down try to make you feel bad for tending to, oh, you selfish, sweetheart, at this point you can call it whatever you want. The fact is, I don't have it to give. And if you're not okay with that, that sounds like a personal problem, because I am perfectly okay admitting and embracing that I don't have anything right now to give anybody but me. I'm looking out for me. Because when you get depleted, divine feminines, them people ain't got nothing to give you. That's why they coming to you for it. Some of you are in relationships and you think that that person is there because they love you. They actually only love the love you give them. And that's a big difference. Mm. Which is why they could just always shake and bake and move and make movements while you're sitting like, wonder why they don't call me, wonder why he ain't coming, he ain't come back, what he did, what did it, and you going from pillar to post, and folks is out living as if you don't even exist, and the only time they do show back up is when they feel a little depleted, because they know one thing for sure, two things for certain. They can always show up back to you, and you will pour back into them. And then they'll take what you give and they'll go out the door and they'll be shaking and shucking and jiving. And you'll be wondering, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? And the only time he'll show back up is when he tired and hungry. That's not love. That's not him honoring your divinity or your femininity. That's not him honoring that, because you set the example as to what you require. And he sees, she sees, they sees that you don't require much. When we as divine feminines stand confidently, fearlessly in our divinity. And when we learn to love that divinity with passion, I love that I am a goddess. I'm not just a woman. I am divinity. I'm not just a female. I am a divine feminine. Get it right. We set a standard, and that standard becomes your guidepost. That standard becomes your beacon of light. That standard becomes your roadmap. Should you go left or should you go right? Well, look at your options. Which one honors the love you have for yourself? Which one honors the respect you have for yourself? Which one honors the confidence you have for yourself? Which one can you see through full self-awareness is the best decision? When you have those standards, you won't stumble nor be tricked nor deceived. You won't give more than you actually have because you want to give the appearance of being a good woman. Oh my God. You won't settle nor compromise if the compromise that you're being asked to make is going to put you in a position to have regret, remorse, and why the hell did I's later on. I don't mind compromising because negotiation is a very mature thing to be able to do. But after this, like, hey, in these negotiations, I need you to understand something. I'm not about to take any offer of anything. You know, I think this is one of the reasons why we do the libations. At least I do. I don't know if you do not do libations and honor your ancestors and make your offerings, ask them what they want, little food offerings. I advise you to maybe think about it, you know, talk to spirit about it. But if you do your offerings and your libations, one thing doing that teaches you, if you're anything like me, and this is the way I received it from spirit, and this is what I've always done when it comes to my spirit team, I am not about to offer them anything at all. At all. If it's not good enough for me, it's not good enough for them. Hmm. I don't, unless they ask me for something specific that I don't eat or that I don't drink or whatever, I'm not about to offer them anything. I'm not about to put nothing on that altar that is not good enough for me, because if it's not good enough for me, it sure ain't good enough for them. It sure ain't good enough for them. Mm. And that's what I mean when I mean have a standard. Have a standard as to what you will and will not accept. Don't let anybody come into your life and offer you something that you wouldn't give yourself. I wouldn't even get that to me. I don't know what I don't lie to me. I tell myself the truth. I don't know why you think you could offer me a bunch of lies. I don't know what you thought this was. I don't abuse me. I don't be hitting on me and stuff. I ain't just, you know, one of them need a straight jacket. I am not over here cutting on myself. So why did you think that you was going to be able to offer that violence and abuse to me? Why did you think that I was going to accept that? But a lot of times, you know what? We can't even take that stance because we may not be cutters, but some people are. And if you are listening to me and you a cutter, please get you some help. Whether you go to therapy, I don't care who you talk to, as long as you trust that they can help you, talk to them, get some help. And if you don't got nobody, talk to the mother and heal that. That's a deep issue. Too deep for me to talk about it on this video, but I will admonish you to get some help. Okay? But outside of the scope of those special situations, most of us, we can't demand certain respect from people. We can't demand certain love from people. We can't demand not to be abandoned, because at every turn we manage to always abandon ourselves. We be so worried about somebody else not leaving us. We are not even thinking about how begging them to stay is an act of self-abandonment. We are not even thinking. We're so busy trying to keep them from leaving us, keep that person from doing that, worried about what they are. We're so busy worried about being left or not having, that we don't realize that in trying to keep something that is ready to move on, we are self-abandoning ourselves. We are abandoning our self-love. We are abandoning our self-respect. We are abandoning the sheer fact that, hey, sir, ma'am, whoever, you leaving? Go ahead, because I can get another one. And that's called confidence. There's nothing that anybody has that, first off, you don't already possess inside of yourself. So whoever it is or whatever it is, if it stays, it stays. But if it goes, it goes. Because at either rate, I am never without love. I am never without confidence. I am never without all of my needs being met, because I have my own sense of self-love. I provide for myself. I talk to myself. I bring myself pleasure in all of its forms. I'm divine feminine. Hello? Hello? I am divine feminine. And when we, as divine feminines, sit comfortably in the vibration of our divinity, as empresses, as high priestesses, we realize that everything you need is really already within you. And if you're going to have people in any form of relationship to share in that, then beautiful, so be it. But I'm not lacking anything within because I don't have it without. What I have on the inside of me is sufficient for me. And to be honest, I don't really want nobody in my life at all anyway if they're not serving me from their overflow. See, this is where the standard begins to help you. This is where you loving yourself begins to help you, because it gives you the ability to have the contentment within yourself. And so it makes it that much more easier to spot out situations and people around you who have not learned self-love for themselves. And so then when they come all up in your face and whispering in your ear, talking about, oh, I just love you, I just love you, I just want to be your man, I just want to be your woman, I just want to be your, when they come whispering how magnificent they think you are and they could take care of you and then you ain't gonna want for nothing, and your radar Like, uh, hold on. Hold on. Let me listen. Let me listen, sir, ma'am, whoever. Let me listen. Because what I pick up off of you is that you lack self love. Not because they all in your ear, but it could be something else you observed. It could be something else about them you observed. Could be something else about them you discerned. And so, because you have acquired a certain vibration for yourself where you're not needy, you're not just trying to secure yourself by having a bunch of empty vessels around you. You're looking for the person who vibrates where you vibrate, where you all can give to each other out of each other's overflow, not out of need. What is need? This is not to say that you are not going to run across people who do not want to receive from your overflow, because see, I've had that happen too. And when that happens, it is a clear throw your hands up, walk away. Throw your hands up, walk away. Because we have been taught, almost brainwashed to believe that we could just nurture any and everything and any and everybody. We possess the nurturing quality. But if it's not one thing that I have not learned in the last 2.5 years, if it's one thing that I have learned, it is that you cannot nurture that which is not ready to be nurtured. And when you have the love you're supposed to have for your ability to nurture, you will not force your nurturing on anything that is not ready to be nurtured, or anyone that is not ready. Because I love that quality about me. I'm not going to let you abuse it. And I'm not going to let you make me feel like I got a problem because I'm capable and able and willing. I'm not going to let you abuse that. So because I love me, I take 17,000 steps back. Because I love me genuinely, that even in your decision, even in a person's decision to not engage with me stepping back and stepping away and saying, okay, let me cut off the supply to overflow, is genuinely out of my love for you. Because love doesn't force. Love doesn't force itself. And we're going to talk about this in one of these other videos as we're talking about fearless self-love. Because I believe it was maybe back in October where I spoke on a video, the initiates. I spoke in spirit about what love really is and the frequency of love, and how we get deceived by this false matrix love and we think that that's love. Passion is not love. Chemistry is not love. Lust is not love. And we make synonymous all of those things for love. Love is neutral, balanced, and harmonious. So when I've learned how to genuinely love the various aspects of me, the passionate side of me, I cannot tell you how many people I have ran into that have a hard time dealing with a simple thing like passion. My God, from glory. I don't know what this world has come to. I just don't know. They don't know how to handle it if you communicate to them with passion, if you speak passionately to them, about them, for them, with them, around them. They don't know how to handle if you show up passionate. They okay with fucking. Oh, yeah, we could do that all day. But passion? There's a passion starvation going on around here. I don't know if anybody noticed it. I guess you would have to be a passionate person to notice a lack of in the environment. And so I made it my choice as I was healing to embrace. YaYa. I know Yolanda. This is what I tell myself. Girl. I know you could deal with 100 folk, and or maybe only one of them might be able to meet you there. But hey, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I like that about me. I love that about me. I love that the work that I do, I am only willing to do it if I'm passionate about it. I can write a whole laundry list of talent and gifts that I have, but I only move in the ones that I'm passionate about it for as long as I am passionate about it. And when I am no longer passionate about it, it's over. I'm done. That's how I am. That's how I like it. That's what it is. That's what it is. I embrace the various little characteristics that make Yolanda Yolanda. I love those things about me, and make no mistake, those weren't things that I always loved about me. And you know why I didn't always love those things about me? Because I didn't love me. I was comfortable and perfectly okay creating an illusion of love that I can give to other people while not giving myself any self love. And if they fall for it, they fall for it. And if they fall for it, guess who ends up with the short end of the stick? Me. Because I'm not the only human being out here giving an illusion of love. And so what we have is a world that is comfortable passing off the illusion of being able to love each other when really we can't love each other, because we're really needing to heal whether we love ourselves or not. This is, if there be any, the con to community. The downside to community is sometimes the idea of the community, which we call society, becomes so prevalent and predominant in our mental landscape that we forget our self identity and individuality, and all of the things we are trying to give to other people. We're supposed to give it to ourselves first and then serve humanity from the overflow. But because we've lost that concept, then we're just serving each other illusion after illusion after illusion after illusion. Divine feminines. Now the mother is saying that we are healing that. We are healing that pattern. And as we heal the pattern of false self-love, no self-love, the illusion of love, we are going to bring justice to our lives, both individually and collectively. We're going to move from womanhood to divine femininity. Self-love, genuine fearless love of yourself, solidifies and edifies your personal transition. Fearless self-love solidifies and edifies and validates your personal evolution. And when you do that, you really don't need for nobody else to edify or validate who you are at all. What you have to give at all. You don't really need for people to just receive you. You're perfectly okay if they don't receive from you. Although you know you have much to offer because you have much overflow. But like I said, you're going to run across people who are not ready to receive. And that is perfectly okay. And now we stop. Now we can stop re-victimizing ourselves and blaming everybody else for it. We can stop that. How do we stop that? Because I love everything about me. And the love I have for me and what makes me me is not predicated upon who receives me, if anybody receives me. I love me in a way where I am content, satisfied, and also amazed at how beautifully and wonderfully and fearfully the mother has made me. When you raise your vibrations, if you have not already, you're going to absolutely have moments where you will have tears of joy when you look at who you are as a frequency, as an eternal being. When you finally have that moment where you can look at who you are through an eye that is healed, through a heart that is healed, through a sacral chakra that is healed, through a root chakra that is healed. When you can do, you're going to literally shed tears when you see how magnificently she made you and how privileged it is to be a divine feminine. How, like, whew, dodged the bullet right there. Could have came in like a whole nigga. You know what I'm saying? Could have came in this mug a whole man. I ain't knocking the brother and everything, but I mean, I don't know. They may feel the same way about being a man, and if they do, kudos to them. But all I'm saying is, woo, woo, dodged the bullet right there. Could have came in here, slacking. You know, divine femininity is beautiful. Beautiful is not even a word that is sufficient, to be honest. I'm trying to find a word, and I just stick with beautiful. It's self-love, self-respect, self-confidence. Be fearless. Be fearless, be courageous at forging these things for yourself. And as you acquire and store up self-love in your storehouse, then you can serve others from the overflow. But don't serve nobody from the deficit. Don't serve nobody from the deficit. If there's a moment and a season where you just don't have it to give, then in self-love, honor that and don't give. In self-love, honor your periods of rest, whether it be physical, whether it be resting, access, have people having access to you. Sometimes certain chakras, you do have to rest them. Like, you can't always be heart all open and running on 2000, and then your throat chakra stuff running, and you just yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. I've always had an issue with people not knowing how to take me because I'm more quiet than I am talkative. Because I do love the fact that when I do open my mouth, I have something really to say. So I don't talk a lot. And there's times I make myself available for people when I feel I have an overflow and they are in need. And what they do when I open myself up to aid them is their business, because everybody has to show up for themselves in their own timing, in their own way. Now, who is going to stick around if you show up for yourself in a way that's not pleasant for those around you? That I'm not going to stick around. Almost anybody that knows me will tell you that. I'm not sticking around because I don't want you to pull me into another side of me that I'm working on healing. Because it's counterproductive. I'm here to build. And so if I'm going to destroy, it can't be reactionary. It has to be in wisdom. Destroying what no longer serves. But sometimes we just get reactionary and we just blow up everything because we're offended. And those offenses come because somebody has offended the illusion, to be honest. The illusion that you got them believing, and more importantly, you got you believing. You know? Use your intuition. Use your discernment. It's there to aid you. Your intuition, your discernment, your ancestors, the mother, the goddesses, they are expecting for us to get it together. I can't say it no plainly than that. They are working with us, yes, but they expect for us to see, to hear, to feel, to remember the glory, the high calling of divine femininity, and begin to vibrate as such. First stop is returning, rebuilding, and restoring the love we have for ourselves and for the sisterhood. But the first one is for the selves, because there can be no healthy whole sisterhood until we learn individually. I do my little part. I'm sure there are divine feminists that are listening to me that are doing their part. And I celebrate all of you in the various ways in which you serve humanity and the collective, whether it's just your families. I don't know who's listening to me, but whatever part you bring, it is needed. It is needed. It is needed, it is necessary, and it is celebrated. And as we evolve individually, then collectively, we evolve, we grow, we strengthen each other. Self first, and we serve from the overflow. So be fearless. Don't let nobody tell you you acting selfish and you act like you don't want to be bothered, you don't want to talk to nobody. Why you answer the phone? I thought I had told you that I was taking some time for myself. Well, what you how much time you if you have a problem with that, then not only did I not answer the phone then, but you could just not call me no more. Oh, you fearless in your self-love. Fearless in your self-love. Fearless in your self-love will make it that much easier at setting your boundaries, your standards, what you will and will not allow around you, in you, at all, right? This has been Sacred Empowerments of the Divine Feminine. Thank you, Goddesses, Divine Feminines, for listening to this message. Please take a moment, if you have not, to subscribe. Subscribe and join the family, okay? Also hit the like button. Shoot your girl a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate that. We are trying to build. We are building growth, 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 growth. I'm pushing myself to do and be everything that I signed up to do and be in this lifetime, okay? So I appreciate all of your support. Also hit the notification bell so you'll know when I'm back with another one. This is a 4-part message. I'll be back with the second part, talking about fearless love in a day or so. So please hit the notification bell if you have not, and check out and look out for that, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day, night, weekend, afternoon, whatever time you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace, family.